Hello, good evening everyone. Today we will be starting our next chapter of chemistry, that is chapter number 2, physical and chemical changes. So in this chapter we will be studying about different types of changes, how the changes are brought about, what are the factors governing these changes, what are the energy related aspects and many other different examples of changes. So many examples will be from your daily life, many examples will be from the journal chemical point of view, so that you need to listen very carefully and understand the things properly. It's mere understanding, very simple chapter. So let's start with this. Physical and chemical changes. So before starting this, you need to know what does the word change means. In our previous chapter, we had discussed about different states of matter, the transformation of different states of matter from one form to another form. So that transformation from one form to another form, that is called change. Change means transformation of one form of a substance to another form. That change could be a permanent change or it could be a temporary change depending upon the nature of the substance and depending upon the conditions provided. Like if suppose water water is boiled, what happens? It gets converted to steam. There is change in the state. Here the water is liquid, here it is gaseous. So change occurs, but this change is temporary. This change is temporary. Similarly, if water it is in the form of steam, water in the form of steam, it is reacted with coal, there is formation of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. So this change is permanent. So depending upon the conditions and the type of substance, changes could be classified as temporary or permanent or physical or chemical changes. One more simple example from daily life, that is curdling of milk. Curdling of milk, I think, have you seen? All have seen, it's very common. So that is also a permanent change. Once the curd is formed from milk, it is never again back converted to the milk because there is renaturation of the protein. So again renaturation cannot occur. So this is a permanent change and chemical change. The change in the journal states that is referred to as the physical change. So change means transformation. This thing you need to keep in mind. So first of all, before briefly, not briefly, before discussing in detail these physical and chemical changes, we need to learn about reversible, irreversible, then periodic, non-periodic, desirable and undesirable changes. Okay, so one by one we will discuss these one. First of all, reversible change. What is reversible change? A type of change which can be reversed. Change which can be reversed by reversing the conditions. Change which can be reversed by reversing the conditions. That change is known as reversible change. Like ice to water. There is direct conversion when heat is added to ice or supplied to ice, it gets converted to water. Again, water can be converted back to ice, or you can also show it like this way. So, type of change which is reversed by reversing the conditions, that is the reversible change. Example is conversion of ice to water or conversion of water to steam and steam back to water. So, these are the simple examples. Second one is irreversible change, the type of change which cannot be reversed. Cannot be reversed. Change which cannot be reversed, like when we burn a piece of wood. When wood is burned, what happens? It forms light and it forms a fly ash along with energies given out. Again, the leftover part, that is fly ash or other gases, they cannot again give back us the same wood, or we cannot recover the wood, not book, the wood again back from the fly ash and other gaseous components. So it is irreversible. The change which cannot be reversed even by reversing the condition. That particular change is known as irreversible change. Another example is curding of milk. Once the curd is found from the milk, it is never converted back into the milk. So this is irreversible change. Then next one, it is periodic change. So periodic change, it is a type of change which occurs at regular intervals of time. Periodic. Periodic means indefinite time it will occur, and after that time is over again it will repeat itself, like rotation of the earth, formation of day and night. Day and night are formed due to rotation of earth. So this process is continuing from last 4.5 billion years ago, since the earth has been formed. That rotation and revolution is occurring periodically. So such type of changes which repeat themselves after a fixed interval of time, that is known as periodic change. One more example is the movement of bob of a pendulum. Pendulum, have you seen clock? So below the clock, pendulum is hanging and it is swinging. That swinging of the pendulum, that also is the periodic change, that also occurs in a particular interval of time, and again it comes back in the same time. Similarly, revolution of the earth, that takes place in 365 days, revolution. 1 by 4 days. 365, 1 by 4 days, that is the revolution of the earth. And rotation, it takes about nearby 24 hours. So these type of changes which occur after some time interval has passed, and again they will repeat themselves. Okay. Then next, fourth one, it is non-periodic change. Non-periodic changes are those changes which do not occur after a fixed interval of time. Their occurrence is not time dependent, that some changes may occur in some small span of time, while others of the same change may occur in large span of time, like boiling of milk. Boiling of milk is very common. If suppose we are having 10 liters of milk and we want to boil it, and similarly if we are having 2 liters of milk and that also we need to boil, so naturally it is clear that if same amount of heat is applied to the both, then the 10 liter of milk, that will take more time, while 2 liters will take less time. So their conversion to the boiling state or to the vapor state, that is different. This one is taking less time, this one is taking more time. So that type of changes which do not occur in the same span or pattern of time, that are known as non-periodic. And one more example is digestion of food. Sometimes suppose if we are eating very healthy food, very hygienic habits we are adopting, no junk food we are eating a good amount of salad and high fibric food, then naturally our digestion rate is normal, it is fast. On the other hand, if we are eating junk food, we are not doing any exercise part, like in these days we are sitting at home doing nothing, and that affects our digestion. So that is also a non-periodic. In some cases the same digestion, it is occurring in a less span of time. If we are working properly, if we are running, if we are playing, but if on the same side, if we are simply sitting on the couch and lying here and there doing nothing, then digestion is affected and it occurs in more span of time. Clear? Non-periodic, which do not occur in a fixed interval of time. Then next one is desirable. Desirable, from the name itself, it indicates which are of our desire, which are beneficial to us. Some changes which are beneficial. So type of changes which are having importance for us, they are known as desirable changes, and the changes which are harmful to us or which don't have any useful aspect to us, they are known as undesirable changes. Examples of desirable changes are like ripening of fruits, rotation and revolution of the earth, which is responsible for formation of day and night and for the change of seasons, and digestion of food, change in the pattern of the moon, that also affects the seasons. So these are the type of changes which generally it is known as desirable. On the other hand, undesirable changes are those which are harmful to us, like spoilage of food, rotting of different fruits and vegetables, then rusting, very common, rusting, undesirable, like rusting of the iron doors or building or other particular objects, that is harmful for us, so it is included in the undesirable part or undesirable change. So far we have discussed 6 different types of changes. First one is the particular reversible change, which is can be reversed under the conditions that they are also reversed. Next one is irreversible, which cannot be reversed. Either you reverse the conditions or do any other type of change. Next we discussed about periodic change, which occurs in a fixed interval of time and repeats itself after regular interval. After that we discussed non-periodic change, which does not repeat itself, means their time pattern, or we can say it is not time dependent, it's not time bound. After that, desirable, which is not harmful to us, which is useful to us, and undesirable, which is of no use to us or it is harmful to us. So next one we have to see or relate all these with respect to physical and chemical changes. So next we will start soon. Okay, now we have to start with our next part, that is physical changes and chemical changes in detail. So first of all we will start with the physical change. What is physical change? It's a type of change in which there is only change in the physical composition of the substance. Substance undergoes only physical change or their physical composition is altered. We can say there can be a change of state or formation of other substance which is different only with respect to physical aspects. Chemical composition will remain same, like chemical composition H2O is there of liquid water. In the ice also it is also H2O, same H, hydrogen and oxygen that are present as such, and in the steam also they are same. What is difference in these three? That their state is different, physical state is different. It is in the solid state, it is in the liquid, and this one it is in the gaseous or the vapor form. So you need to keep in mind that whenever any substance undergoes a physical change, there is only alteration or change in its physical composition. There is no particular change in the chemical behavior of that very substance. Now, Mostly all the physical changes, they are reversible, they are temporary, and they only involve the change of state. These three things you need to keep in mind. What is a physical change? A change which is reversible, which is temporary, and which involves only change in the physical composition or the change in state. That change is known as physical change. There are a variety of different examples of physical changes around us. So first, this one we will discuss: change of different states of water. Like ice gets converted to liquid water, and liquid water may get changed to the steam on increasing more temperature, and similarly steam can get converted back here, and this one can get converted again back here. Such type of changes are the physical changes only. Then next one, like glowing of bulb. Glowing of bulb, have you seen? When bulb glows, what happens? There is production of heat and light, or glowing of the coil of heater. First of all, it glows, then heat is produced, heat is emitted, light is also emitted and produced. But after some time, when the current is turned off, what happens? The same change is brought back. Again, it becomes as such as it was in the beginning. So that is also a part of physical change. In your book, clear cut it is given, you can see from there. After that, one more example, like dissolution of any substance. Dissolution means dissolving or mixing one substance into another. But this is not applicable for all substances. It is applicable for limited ones, like dissolving sugar into water. Dissolving sugar into water. When sugar gets mixed with water, there is formation of a sugar solution. Okay. Now here very important part you need to understand very carefully. Whenever two different substances they mix up together, there is formation of a new substance. Okay, here we are having sugar in the solid form, water is in the liquid, and this one is also in the liquid. We know liquids, they are having some space in between them. In between them some sort of space is there, while solids, they are very tightly packed. When we add sugar into water, what happens? After some time it gets mixed. And have you seen any increase in the level of water? You just practice this at home, and you will observe that, suppose if in a glass of water, the water level is here, and you had added from here sugar. Sugar first of all settles down. After some time, or on stirring with the help of spoon, what happens? The level of the sugar, that will remain the same. The level of sugar, that will remain the same, and you will get a clear solution. Have you observed or not? If not observed, then practice this at home. It's very easy to perform. Have a glass of water, add some sugar in it, then you will get after some time a sugary solution, and you will observe that their level will be same. There is no increase or decrease in the level of the solution newly formed. It will be same here. So why the level does not increase, or how we are going to relate it with a physical change, that is the next part. But first of all, this one, we know liquids, they have some space in between them. When some solid is suspended or mixed with the water or the liquid, So this molecule of sugar, it first of all breaks and it gets adjusted here, because liquids are having space. When it gets adjusted here, there is no increase or decrease in the level, and we get the solution of the same level. There is no increase or decrease in the volume. Now here one thing more to learn: the substance in which this one is getting dissolved, that we call the solvent, means the liquid part, or the substance which is more in amount. The substance which is more in amount, that is known as solvent, and the substance that gets dissolved in this solvent, that we call as solute. Solute and solvent, when mixed together, they form the solution. This is more clearly given in the next water chapter, so there also we will study, but here also you need to pay attention very carefully. The substance which is present more in amount, that is known as solvent, and solute is always in less quantity, and it is always dissolved in solvent. So when both gets mixed, there is formation of a new substance, that is known as solution. Clear? Here it is only a physical change. Chemical composition of sugar or water, that will remain the same, and we will get the sugar solution. Now if you want to recover again back sugar and water separately, we can recover it. How we can recover? Simply heat the sugar solution. When you will heat the sugar solution, what will happen? There is the boiling in that particular sugar solution, and after some time what will happen? All the water will evaporate, and when all the water will evaporate, you can condense it using a separate condenser, or if you don't want to collect, then also you can leave it as such. The water will boil off, and the leftover part, what is left? It is sugar. Clear? What you have to do? If you want to check that whether this process is a physical change or not, whether we can get back again sugar and water separately, it could be done. How it is done? Heat the sugar solution. When this particular solution will get heated, it starts boiling at a temperature near its boiling point or at its boiling point, and after that what will be there? The water will evaporate and sugar will be left behind as such. So we can conclude it is a physical change. Similarly, expansion process, have you seen? Thermal expansion of solids, like in the winter season, what happens? The wires normally which are used for the electrical transmission or electricity transmission, they gets contracted, their size decreases, while in summer season when the temperature is high, then those particular wires, they easily expand or their size increases. So that increase or decrease in the size of the wires or any other metallic objects, that also comes under this particular physical change. On increasing temperature, the size increases; on decreasing temperature, the size decreases. So these are the general examples of the particular physical changes. One more is there, sublimation. Sublimation also is a change in state, like we discussed earlier. So that also involves the conversion of one state to another state. But sublimation, especially, it is referred as change of solid directly to gas. So here also we can get again back the solid.